Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna Robertson. I am attending the online version of Georgia Military College. I am in the Business Communications course, and today we're going to talk about digital stethoscopes for medical educators. Just to give a little background, I do work in a hospital, and I do work with a team that is always looking for new ways to educate anybody around the hospital, not just our physicians, but nurses, technicians, and surgical techs, and many more. Every year we have students that are graduating from college that are going to be our new doctors here in a few years, but they must go to clinicals and learn from somebody who's been doing this a long time, which is our seasoned providers who have been working in their specialty for 20 plus years and have so much knowledge that it needs to be shared to ensure we're teaching the upcoming generation with accuracy. And sometimes to teach accuracy, you have to update as you go along because technology is changing every day. One thing that's changed since the beginning is the stethoscope. The stethoscope started out as a simple rolled up piece of paper to listen to a patient of Dr. Lennox's heartbeat who was showing signs of heart disease. And he wanted to focus more on her heart sounds, so he did this. Now in 1851, it was updated to two earpieces that was kind of like a straight line to where you were trying to listen to. And then in 1960, Dr. Littman, a cardiologist, updated it to where it was a easier device that could hang around the neck and be a little more work friendly for the providers that were using this to listen to patients. Now in 1999, it was updated again, but back again to a little bit bulky. However, this device right here allowed the physicians to record the heartbeat sounds and the chest sounds and play it back at a later time if need be, so others could understand what we were listening to. So if you recorded something and you wanted your patient to listen as well, so you can say, hey, this is how I'm hearing the irregularity for your heart, you could play that sound back. Now, medical education is moving to a curriculum that is competency-based education. So when we say that, what we're talking about is these seasoned providers are sharing their knowledge, but things like the VR where you can see the patient and practice before you have a live patient on your hands, those are the advancements that we are working with in many hospitals. Now, there was a study conducted in 2017 that shows that the digital stethoscope could hear irregularities and wheezing sounds in a pediatric patient compared to a standard stethoscope. And that is because these digital stethoscopes can amplify the sound. Now this right here is the ThinkLabs digital stethoscope. Has Bluetooth capabilities, 100 times audio amplifiers, and that goes back to what we were just talking about, because sometimes you need to tune things up so you can hear that one small irregularity that could be causing the patient some major issues, but many haven't caught it because they couldn't hear it. So these stethoscopes are sound, they have sound clarity, they're lightweight. When I met a provider who had this, he pulled it out of his pocket and I thought he was pulling out a little jar of chapstick or something, but actually it was this digital stethoscope, and he did share how he is using it in his practice today to educate the upcoming ENT doctors. This device also has recording capability. As you can see right here, Dr. Carlo Aller, who is an emergency physician, did a YouTube video on this same stethoscope that we're talking about today. The only difference is the one he ordered does not have the Bluetooth capabilities to headphones, but he did say that when he looked further into it, it's because he bought the step below, and the updated version does allow that Bluetooth capability, so multiple providers will be able to listen at the same time as the doctor. So if you have three people with you and you're trying to say, hey, listen to this, they can Bluetooth in and hear it. And if they don't have their headphones at the moment, as you can see on his device, he is recording his own heartbeat at this moment. And during this video, you can actually hear it because he turned the volume up so loud that you can hear his heartbeat while he does not have any headphones in, which was great. Now, when this device is recording, this device has the capability to save this sound to a patient's medical record, and the site will actually help you link everything. So if you have a different system, which I know many hospitals have a different medical record system than us, we can actually save this and share it to other hospitals to let another hospital, if we have to transfer someone, hey, this is what our patient sounded like at this time when they were with us. So then the other hospital, if there's any changes in those sounds, then they can try to pick up what may be going on with their patient. I conducted a survey with some of the trauma program that I work with at our hospital, just asking simple questions of the device that I went over with them. Would it benefit these people? Would it benefit the patients, the providers, the educators, documentation? Um, how often do they train medical providers? And do they listen to what the trainee is listening to ensure that the medical diagnosis is accurate? Because we don't want anybody to say, oh yeah, hey doc, I hear what you're hearing, and in reality they have no clue. But this new device will allow the provider to say, hey, at this second, listen to that. At 0.36 seconds, this is the sound I'm talking about. And then that can be saved for future education purposes. Many providers use a stethoscope daily, multiple times a day, depending on the floor that they work on. But we also have some educators in our hospital that are no longer working on the floor daily, just like one of our PI coordinators. She only has to go to the floor if there's a mass casualty and they need extra hands on deck. So she uses it less than once a week, because she's not doing patient treatments daily. Now, we determined with this stethoscope that the patient heart, lungs, and bowel sounds can be recorded and saved into the medical record, which we went over a little earlier when we talked about Dr. Aller. Recordings can be used for education and legal purposes. Medical education can evolve, used as an incentive to become an educator with the hospital. Now, when we talk about wanting somebody to become an educator in the hospital, that talks about money. Nobody likes to get their hands in other people's money. However, this is a cost that could easily be covered pretty quickly if we use this as an incentive. Now, here's the device right here. It does come in 3 different colors, and it's about $500 plus shipping and handling. But if we use this as an incentive to get new providers into the hospital, they can earn this money back pretty quickly, because if you have more providers that are willing to stay because they see you are willing to put money into their education, into the hospital, and into modern technology, they're more likely, that might be the one thing that helps them stay at your hospital and sign a contract. And the more providers you have, the more patients you can see. So therefore, you could earn this money back within the first year of the patient or the provider being here, bringing in more patients. So overall, we've talked about a great device that could change the way we're educating our providers within our own hospital. This is a device that one of our trauma program educators will be purchasing to try it out and to test it to see if this is something that we should actually incorporate within our hospital, because everything is changing every day. Medical technology is improving, which improves the patient care that we can offer as a hospital. So looks like that concludes the presentation. If I hope that everybody understands how important it is to move with technology and to grow. And this is a device that may just be that one last little thing to ensure we are making sure every diagnosis is accurate and the patient is being taken care of the way that they need to be taken care of.